What is going on, CaneSport? Azubi Charles here, American Heritage High School with 2025 four-star cornerback Zay Thomas. Zay, how we doing today, man?
Doing good, doing good.
Zay, I remember this time last year, you're a little bit of an unknown recruit. Now, national guy, over double-digit offers. So how's it been going from an unknown guy to, top guy in the country?
It was a lot of work, but it happened real fast. I displayed my skills during the season, and it really picked up probably right when the season ended when the coaches started coming down here more.
For you, what's been your favorite part about the recruiting process, seeing schools, going to different programs across the country?
Just like seeing different places that I wouldn't have got opportunity to see if I wasn't in the position I am in today. It's cool.
That's awesome. You rocking number 2 at Heritage. If you're a DB rocking number 2 at Heritage, it means you got something special. Talk about being that next guy up, wearing the number 2 and playing cornerback at American Heritage.
It's a big thing. It's something that it has a lot of meaning to it. The number, people that have came through, like Damari Brown, Pat Surtain, Daryl Porter Jr. All them guys, just top tier, top level guys that set a standard that when you put this number on, you got to wear it. And I had it last year, and it took me a little bit of time to understand what it really means to wear it. But I got it.
That's awesome. You mentioned guys like Damari, Pat Surtain, another guy, Tyson Campbell, came through here. Out of all the DBs in South Florida, not just American Heritage, who are your top 3 DBs to come out of South Florida of all time?
Pat Surtain won. Mm-hmm. A little bit of a hot take, Damari Brown.
Okay.
He was underrated coming out of high school, in my opinion. He should have been a 5-star. Mm-hmm. But probably that's a hard one. That last one is a hard one.
So you got Pat Surtain number 1, Damari Brown 2, and then who's that number 3 DB for you?
Probably I'll say Tyson, because Pat and Tyson were left and right corner when they were here together. So
okay, bunch of Heritage boys. Now another hard question: you got to bench, start, and cut all 3 of those guys. So who you starting? Who you benching? Who you cut all those 3 guys?
I'll probably start Pat.
Okay.
Pat, he's doing it at the highest level right now, locking down everybody. So probably Pat. That's a hard one between Mari and Tyson, but I say Tyson.
Tyson,
yeah.
And then cut
yeah, I gotta cut Mari.
Hey man, your time is coming. Damari Brown, special guy at Miami. For you, who's a cornerback you model your game after, or guys you grew up watching that you said, hey, I kind of play like him, or hey, I kind of want to play like him?
Well, definitely, like, since I've been here, Pat Surtain is a guy. He's obviously here. He was here, so he's a guy, similar stature, a 6'2" corner with a similar build. So it's good for me to watch him and the way he moves. Mm-hmm. Other big corners like Tariq Woolen, Jalen Ramsey, physical corners, and Denzel Ward. He's a really underrated corner too.
Okay, a lot of guys picking games from. Got to ask you about Miami, a little bit of recruiting. You've been there a few times. What's that feeling you get when you step on campus when you're on that coaching staff?
It's great. They always show me a lot of love. It's home, so I know the area. Mm-hmm. I got some guys there that I know, like Damari and Mark. So it feels like it feels comfortable there. Mm-hmm.
And then with Coach Travis Jackson coming in, obviously he's not been in Miami too long, but last time I talked to you, feel like you connected with him real well. Just what stands out about Coach Jackson to you?
He's a fun guy. A bit of a switch up from Adai. That was a great coach too, obviously. But that was a little bit more serious. Coach Jackson, I feel like he's a little bit more loose. And I feel like we have a good relationship.
And then away from football, who's Zay Thomas, man? What are some things you like to do when you're not balling out?
Well, I used to box. Mm-hmm. I was a state champion. That was last year though. Mm-hmm. I haven't fought since then, but I was a state champion in boxing. I'll be playing basketball, whatever.
For sure. Talk a little bit about boxing, man, because that's something I asked you beforehand. Just, when did you start boxing, and do you think that helps you on the football field a little bit at all?
Yeah, definitely. I started boxing when I was young, like probably. Well, I didn't start, but I've always been in the gym since I was probably like 9 years old. Mm-hmm. My dad, he was always involved in boxing, just in the management area. So
okay.
It was something I was always around, and then when I got older, he wanted me to learn how to fight. Okay. So I learned, and then I started liking it. And it was hard at first because there was nobody that was my age, that was my size for me to fight. But finally, we found that state championship tournament, and I won that.
That's pretty cool. Well, with you, man, what's been your favorite part about boxing? Obviously, a lot of people see it's a real physical sport. You're one-on-one with the guy next to you or across you, just like DB. Just what's your favorite part about boxing?
Probably the mental part. Mm-hmm. it's a lot of physical, but the mental is probably the biggest. You know, first stepping in that ring, that's the hardest. That's harder than anything.
What was your first boxing match like? Stepping in that ring, going in. What was going through your head?
I didn't even feel like I was in my body. I was walking up the stairs. I'm going in slow motion. My legs getting stiff. But all it takes is that first little punch, little jab, and then you're ready to go.
That's awesome. For you, kind of going back to football, in that locker room, what's that one song you guys turn on to get you locked in, ready to go?
We play a lot. Any young boy song. Yeah, probably just any young boy song. We just play anything.
Young boy, okay. For you, I know you guys have a hell of a schedule coming up for your senior year. What's that one game you have circled on that calendar that's got you ready to go?
Chaminade.
Chaminade?
We got to beat Chaminade. We beat Chaminade my freshman year, but I wasn't playing at the time. So I gotta get a dub versus Chaminade, Central, all them guys, everybody could get it.
South. Talk about that South Florida competition, man. You're playing big schools day in and day out, or week in and week out. How's that competition and competitiveness helped you become who you are?
Well, best talent comes from South Florida, so it's good, going up against guys like these on a week-to-week basis. It'll just prepare me better for the next level.
And then speaking of the next level, to wrap it up, when you announce that decision, what's going to be the biggest things that you factor into that, final decision, and what's the program going to get in Zay Thomas?
I feel like some things I'm gonna consider when I make that decision is definitely, just the well, first my relationship with the coach. I want to have a good relationship with the coach, but not only that, what has the coach done? How many guys have they gotten to the league? The defense, if the defensive scheme fits my type of play style, and just the area. I wanna be happy where I'm at, and yeah.
And then what are you going to bring to the next level? What's the school going to get in Gregory Thomas?
They're gonna get a hard worker and just somebody that's ready to show up and work every day.
That's awesome. Well, for Greg Thomas, I'm Azubi Charles. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Appreciate it, man.
For sure.